Today, we are diving into something really fascinating. We're going to take a look at a 2025 design document for a tool that can unlock pretty much any Android phone. Welcome to the Android Unlock Blueprint.
All right, let's just start with a question. Have you ever had that little moment of panic? You know the one. You reset your phone and bam, there's the Google login screen. And it's asking for a password you just can't remember. Suddenly, your phone, with all your pictures and contacts, is basically a really sleek-looking paperweight. It is a super frustrating problem, and it's way more common than you think.
So, what is it that's actually standing in your way? Well, it's a security feature that, in that moment, feels a lot less like a safeguard and a lot more like a digital deadbolt. Now, this deadbolt actually has a name, Factory Reset Protection, or FRP for short. And look, it was created for a really good reason, to make a stolen phone completely useless. A thief can wipe it all they want, but it's still going to be locked to the original owner's Google account. It's a fantastic security idea, right up until you're the one on the outside looking in.
And this isn't just about having a bad memory. I mean, think about it. You buy a used phone online, and the person who sold it to you forgot to remove their account. Now you're locked out. Or maybe your phone glitched out, forcing you into a factory reset, and now you're stuck. These are all totally legitimate reasons where you're not a bad guy. You just want to use the phone you paid for.
So if FRP is this super strong digital deadbolt, what do you do when you absolutely have to get through it? Well, you design a master key. And that is exactly what this 2025 design document is all about.
What we're digging into today is basically a detailed blueprint for a piece of software. Its entire purpose is to bypass that lock. It gives us this incredible inside look at the tech and, maybe more importantly, the ethics of building something this powerful.
Okay, so the design shows this tool has three main parts that have to work together perfectly. First, you've got the front end. That's the simple, clean interface that you, the user, would actually see and click on. Then, behind the scenes, you have the back end. That's the real powerhouse, the engine doing all the heavy lifting. And finally, the database. And this is the secret sauce. It's a huge library of tricks, exploits, and methods for all different kinds of devices.
All right, so we know how it's built. Now for the fun part. Let's peek inside the toolbox and see the actual digital lockpicks this thing is designed to use.
From a high level, the process is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, you connect the phone to your computer. Step 2, the software immediately goes into detective mode, figuring out the phone's exact model, brand, and Android version. Step 3, it uses that info to grab the perfect key from its database. And finally, Step 4, it sends the right commands and, pop, the lock is bypassed.
And this is where it gets really clever. The design document shows a whole arsenal of techniques. It's not just one trick. It details everything from using developer tools like ADB to send commands directly to the phone, to finding weaknesses in its boot-up mode. The plan even includes using glitches and accessibility features or special codes that only work on, say, a Samsung phone. This isn't just one key, it's a whole keyring of specialized tools.
But, and this is a really big but, creating a master key this powerful means you have to face a pretty tough reality. A tool that can open any lock is walking a very, very fine ethical tightrope.
You know, a tool like this is the absolute definition of a double-edged sword. On one side, it's a total lifesaver for someone who's just trying to get back into their own device. But, on the other, that exact same software can be used by a thief to wipe a stolen phone and sell it. The technology itself isn't good or bad. It's all about who's using it and why.
And the design document we're looking at is crystal clear about the dangers. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. It has these stark warnings, and it puts it perfectly. The risks here, they're not just digital. They can be permanent.
So what can actually go wrong? Well, a lot. One wrong move and you could brick your phone. And yeah, that's as bad as it sounds. It's a useless piece of plastic and glass forever. It is absolutely going to void your warranty, and of course the entire process wipes all your data. It's gone. Plus, depending on where you are and where the phone came from, you could be looking at some serious legal trouble. This is not a risk-free click of a button.
This all brings us to the final, bigger picture. This whole situation, the lock and the key, the security and the bypass, it's all part of a much larger, never-ending game. This entire conflict plays out in a cycle that's so predictable you could almost set your watch to it. First, Google pushes out a new security patch to fix things. Not long after, some clever researcher finds a new hole.
Then, the bypass tools get updated to use that new hole. And what does Google do? They get to work on the next patch to close it. It is a constant cat-and-mouse game.
So what that really means is that any unlock tool is living on borrowed time. The brilliant exploit that works perfectly today is almost guaranteed to be patched by Google tomorrow. In this world, today's master key is always just one software update away from being a broken lockpick.
And that just leaves us with this one final massive question. We all want our phones to be secure from thieves, right? But we also want to have control over the property we own. So in this ongoing war for digital security, who do you think should truly hold the keys? The company that made the device? Or you, the person who owns it? It's definitely something to think about.